You know what? It is a time for celebration in cinema when the great veteran filmmaker himself, Clint Eastwood, releases a picture. Everybody say, oh shit, it must be Oscar time. Just make that song up right there. But we know, if you've been keeping up, we know, because we've seen every movie that Clint Eastwood put out there. Clint Eastwood can be a hit or miss.
Sure.
And and to be honest with you, he kind of goes this whole thing of one movie's going to be great, other one going to suck. Next movie's going to be great. You know, it alternates.
Yeah.
I think we on suck right now.
Do you? Because the last movie was Jersey Boys.
Oh,
that
that's
sucked.
right.
God damn.
That's right. I was thinking about American Sniper, which I love.
Right.
So, oh shit, he's due for some doo-doo right now. So, but you know, hey, look, I don't believe in superstition. I don't come in here and try to predict what a filmmaker's going to do just by numbers. I critique them by the value of their work and also the subject matter that they choose. And in this one, Tom Hanks, who was the guy that I should have taken notes, right? Who's the pilot?
Sullenberger.
Chelsea Sullivan. Captain Chelsea Sullivan.
No, Sullenberger.
Sullenberge.
Everybody's talking at the same time. Sullenberger. He goes by Sully Sullenberger.
I'll have a Sullenberger with cheese, please. Captain Chelsea Sullenberger. My man, this is the guy back, what was it, 2011?
2009.
2009. Oh, we going way back.
How drunk are you right now?
People, I just had a bottle of deep I should not be flying a plane. I'll be in the next production of Denzel in flight. But
I'm going to invert this bird.
Yeah. But Chelsea Sullenberge, back in 2009, he's the guy that landed the flight, that the U.S. Airways plane in the Hudson. And when people heard that story, they said, wow, hero, done. Saved 155, as they say in the flight industry, souls. Well, shit, what more we got to talk about, Negroes? I mean, you know, it's like, well, that's a wrap. Guy saved lives. No one died, but people had to come back and say, yeah, no one died, but that plane, though. You know,
the insurance company, they're like, yeah, we got to pay for this. And maybe we need to put the blame on somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Who told you to fly it into the water, huh?
Yeah, they tried.
Runway not good enough for you?
This is the story that you did not see, that you did not hear about. Everybody heard about Sullenberger in the news, and we all thought that the guy went down as we saw him, a hero who saved everyone on that plane with his quick reaction and his fast thinking abilities. The guy was a pro. His life was being a pilot. He did that for 40 years.
Yeah, over 40 years.
Over 40 years. And I remember coming out the theater and somebody's like, I'm not trying to front on somebody, but somebody, I don't even know how these things connect. They're like, man, I'm from New York, you know, and we heard about that shit and that's done. I don't even know why this is a movie, you know. I was like, how is that? Because you're from New York? It's like,
man, everybody from New York think that's the hub of the entire world.
Yeah, shit, man, I was from New York. I saw that shit went down in the water. You know, I said, fuck it, we don't need no movie for this. Hell, he did it. What's up? It's done. But you saw the movie. It's like, no, it's not done. Clint Eastwood said, there's a story that people don't know there, what we just told you. And this is the reason why he decided to make this movie to if nothing else, besides making a film during Oscar time and hopefully getting a nomination, he wanted to be able to bring out the true story of what this guy had to go through before his name was actually cleared.
The NTSB investigation, which is a big part of the story that people don't know.
Until I read the script, I didn't know the investigative board was trying to paint the picture that he had done the wrong thing. They were kind of railroading him into his fault, and that wasn't the case at all.
They were trying to railroad him. This is when you think about it, it was a really shitty bureaucratic thing that was going on just so they could have a scapegoat to put the blame on somebody so they could save some money. A man who really is a hero, a man who, because of his skills and his passion for what he does, saved everybody on that flight. Now, you know, he ain't he ain't no Denzel, you know. You know what I mean? You know.
I mean, yeah, he's not as good as a fictional character.
Yeah, you know, he didn't actually turn the plane upside down. You know, he didn't make it. When he landed that shit, he didn't make it look as good as this shit right here. Because that's what everybody's going to see this movie for. They think he gonna do some shit like They think gonna turn the plane upside down and do some loops with it, and the plane gonna do a little dance before it hits the water.
You do a barrel roll.
You do a barrel roll, barrel roll, barrel roll.
Well, you do find out that what he did is the real life version of that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, landing a plane on the water. They're like, nobody walks away from that.
Exactly.
Everybody's going to die.
And by the way, even though Denzel's a fictional character, he did kill a stewardess on his way down.
Yeah.
And he was fucked up.
I wouldn't say he killed a stewardess. She died.
Man, he turned that plane upside down and knocked her head in.
Look, even with flight, it comes down to the plane was malfunctioning. He did the best that could possibly be done.
And he had coke and alcohol.
Exactly.
Sully was completely sober, man.
I don't know. Maybe that helped him out.
That's
The
what I
coke
think,
kept
too.
him alert.
Yeah, it kept him alert, and the alcohol kept him mellow. He didn't freak out.
Hell, Sully had been on. If Sully had been Denzel, Sully would have taken that shit to the moon.
Hey,
Them motherfuckers be on Mars now.
I got this.
Them motherfuckers they land in China with 2 busted engines. And that's what happened. Birds came in and took that plane out, man. Like those birds were like they had a vendetta on that plane.
Well, there's something that this movie proved that I've always said is that birds are assholes.
Man, you was going in they vicinity though. Like they're birds, man. They're supposed to be on the
Man,
ones in the air.
that whole flock of birds, they targeted that plane.
Man,
Take out both engines.
those birds work for ISIS, man. Those birds.
Birds are kamikazing themselves.
they did.
Man, did you not hear the part where they said Allah Akbar and shit when they took that shit?
Yeah, praise Allah.
Praise Allah. Praise Allah. Man, it's crazy how it was a freak accident. Now, really, to get right down to it here, it's one thing to hear the story about Captain Chesley Sullenberge and, what he did, the real life guy. But when you got a movie where he's played by Tom Hanks, you can't fuck with him. Tom Hanks, he's unstoppable. You can't fuck with Mr. Nice Guy because Tom Hanks. I mean, look at Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks looks like he should be selling apples from a wagon or something right now. He looks like a greeter at Walmart.
He's like an extra on Sesame Street.
He does. Like he should be hanging out with Muppets and shit. Man, look, because that's the thing about it. When Tom Hanks is in there, see Tom Hanks. Name a movie where you have ever disliked Tom Hanks. I mean, in the last 20, 25 years. Name one movie where he was somebody that you just didn't love, where you just said, damn, I wish that was my dad or my uncle.
The Lady Killers.
Ooh.
Even then, he was smooth as fuck, man. And that was a shitty movie,
Yeah,
too. Let's not count that one. Maybe I should say good movies he's been in. But when Tom Hanks is playing a character, Tom Hanks is always going to be cool. He ain't going to ever lose his shit. And he's going to deliver some proverbs like an old granddad to you, And really, it's when you get right down to it, it's some smart ass shit that he said, but you can't really say anything back to him because the way he says it is so cool and it's
earnest.
It's so earnest and so gentle. Like he's being an asshole, but even he knows, like, well, if I'm like your granddad, you can't fuck
That
with
would
me.
be unprecedented. Well, everything is unprecedented until it happens for the first time.
He's like fucking Tom Hanks. Like, God damn it.
Man, I hate when he's right.
Yeah. And this dude is mad right now because he's like, shit, I can't even call him an asshole right now.
That guy I've seen in so many different movies and TV shows.
And he's what?
And he always plays that same unlikable
He
character.
always plays that smug ass asshole, man.
Michael Malley.
Is that
That's his name?
That's his name.
Michael Asshole Pally, man. He even got that face. Look at him right there. There are times when the movie's trying to give the audience some doubt about Sully. And we still root for Sully, but it's still with Sully. And his wife is played by Laura Linney. There's a couple of scenes where he's calling his wife and be like, yeah, maybe I did fuck up. I don't know.
And the Airbus simulations say I could have made it back to LaGuardia safely. But that doesn't make sense. Doesn't jive with everything I felt in the cockpit.
Then why did you do it, Sully?
He's like, yeah, okay, I was drunk. Denzel came by the hotel, that 12-pack. He put a gun in my hand and said, if you don't smoke this shit, we got a problem.
Did you Bond movies?
We had a flight, Denzel, fucking training day, Sully crossover.
Did you get the impression that they signed Laura Linney, and after all the paperwork was signed, she said, oh, by the way, I'm not leaving this house. I don't care where you're shooting this. I'm only going to do my scenes
yeah, that's
in this
right.
house.
Man, in this movie, Martin is right. Laura Linney don't leave that fucking house. She went in there and she squatted.
She shows up like 3 times, 2 to 3 times. I mean, she's in the house on all 3 of them, but 2 to 3 times she's in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Then she's in her bedroom.
I mean, you think if you got a call saying, hey, your husband almost died in a plane crash, he's here getting grilled, you'd be like, I'm coming out there right now. But she's like, no, you're going to be all right. I'll just watch from the news here.
Well, in all fairness, she did offer to go out, and he did say, oh, the kids need you, baby. You know, she's like, good, because I ain't taking my ass out this fucking house.
She's like, oh, thank God.
She's like, oh,
no.
I hope you say that. Shit, I'm waiting on a package from Amazon and shit. She's like, I ain't leaving this fucking house right here. You good, Sully, you good. You got. What if he actually told her, yeah, get here if you can? Oh, shit, man, you know, baby, I can't get no babysitter. The kids in school.
PTA tonight.
The PA.
Yeah, they got soccer games,
Yeah.
parent-teacher
Shit.
conferences.
Empire on tonight. You know? She watching Empire. But look, Sully by himself, the team of Sully and Tom Hanks, you know, by themselves, that's a power duo right there. But when Aaron Eckhart comes into the movie, those two together, you couldn't ask for a better supporting actor than Aaron Eckhart, and mainly because it's not totally Tom Hanks' movie. They have to settle on Tom Hanks, but Aaron Eckhart gets almost, not as much, but almost as much screen time as Tom Hanks does. And because of that, there are a lot of scenes where, I mean, look, I'm just going to call it like it is. Like, they trying to grill, like, Sully here, but when Aaron Eckhart comes in, who's his co-pilot in the movie? I forgot his co-pilot's name. But
Skiles.
John Skiles?
Yeah. But when he comes in, those two together, like when Tom Hanks is done talking that good shit to you, you can't answer to him. Once he can't talk no more, he's like, he tags, they do some wrestling shit. Hey, Skiles, take this shit, man.
He was simply following the QRH.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't following proper procedure at all. And I know because I had the QRH in my hands. If he had followed the damn rules, we'd all be dead.
Tom Hanks looking like, damn, that's my nigga right there. He like, Tom Hanks like, damn, this motherfucker kill him so hard I can't even look. He said, that's a bottom bitch right there. He's like, I need to leave my wife and marry this dude.
Get him. He just follows the protocol. No, he didn't. Get him.
You know, these dudes, there's a lot of scenes where they're in hotel rooms, they're in offices, they're in court, they're in hearings. And a lot of times, you know, that's why people don't like courtroom dramas, because it's just one setting that's kind of dry. But the dialogue with these guys, that shit crackles, man. It's actually very good to watch these two work together, Tom Hanks and Aaron Eckhart as a team. Here's where maybe you and I kind of part ways on things, because I'm going to tell you something. First of all, before I go into any criticisms, besides the performances in this movie, I really admired Clint Eastwood's approach to it. It's the anti-flight in a way. Even though we know that the people lived through this flight, just putting you in the middle of that and taking a realistic approach makes it seem a lot more horrifying.
Well, not being flashy, they show enough to make you realize how horrific it was for the people there. Like, you know, you are there. You get to see all the nuts and bolts of what a crash like that is.
And they showed it from different perspectives. They showed it from the cockpit. They showed it from the passenger's perspective, and people that were just in the building seeing a plane go down.
They even show you with dreams. Like, there's some points where you don't know that he's dreaming, and it's like, God damn, you know.
And there was, 3 dream sequences in this? I was waiting for the Flash to show up and be like, Lois Lane's the key. Like, I knew it. This is one of those movies.
Yeah, there's a lot of flashbacks, and the movie's told out of order. And some people will like that, some people won't. There are a lot of scenes where there are dream sequences that can run a little old, but for the first few times you don't know they're dreaming. It's like, holy shit, this is frightening right here. And the other thing is, it's sparse on a lot of things. It's sparse on music. They don't try to like really go in and manipulate people's emotions. And the movie's short. The movie's like an hour and 30 minutes. When I hear Clint Eastwood's name, I'm bringing a tent. You know, I'm bringing
packing a lunch.
I'm packing a lunch with me. You know, this shit. I expect to be there for about 3 hours. No, I can say one of the things with this movie that's a positive is that it is straight to the point. Tom Hanks lands a plane. A boy says, you messed up. Tom Hanks says, no, fuck you, I didn't. And that's it. You know what I mean? There's a lot more to it, but that's about the beat of the movie right there. Mm-hmm. That's also something I think is a detriment to the movie, because with this film, it's almost so short and so straightforward that there's ways they could have gone in to pad this movie out in a way that to me would be convincing, but they pad this movie out in ways that I thought were miscalculated. I thought that I thought it felt like exactly what it was, something to stretch this movie out to meet the time that it has to be a full feature. And part of that is because, and I don't have any clips to show here, but they got, and you guys might disagree, but they have these passengers in the movie that they all of a sudden just decide to focus on.
Yeah.
And they feel weird. It's like these passengers that come out and they don't even feel like real people. They feel like actors. It feels like you're watching a reenactment, like with bad actors in those TV movies or something.
Something on the History Channel.
Something on, when people telling us story and shit, they decide to focus on these actors that have nothing to really do with the story except that they were on the plane. But why are their stories more important than anybody else's story? And when they come in, the reason why they don't feel like real people is because when they come in, they're all goofy and everything. Like they're trying to give them a backstory, and you don't need the backstory on them. Like these two brothers come with their dad, and like, we're not gonna miss this flight. We planned this golfing trip for days. You know, it's like, and they got one mother with one old mother with her daughter, and they just put them in there for a snow globe
and
joke.
The lady with the baby and the passenger next to her.
Yeah, and you know. And when you look at this, it's you didn't need to have, in my opinion, you didn't need to have these passengers in there, like focusing on these passengers. You if you look at this, all you needed were the horrified expressions of the people on the plane. In fact, I would tell you, there was one woman that sold to me how horrifying this was, and she had just one line.
This is the captain. Brace for impact.
What?
That's it.
What?
That sold that shit for me. Not even a whole line. One word. You know?
What?
Yeah, look on her face. That's all you needed. I didn't need these other passengers in here coming in and being fucking comedy relief. That's just how I feel. And really brought the movie down for me.
I feel like he did that, and I understand what Clint Eastwood's goal was. I mean, because you're supposed to kind of endear yourself and see yourself in the shoes of these passengers. But the way those actors kind of portrayed it, and I guess the way they were directed, it just came off seeming really corny and, like you said, like a reenactment.
I didn't care for it. It didn't bring the movie down for me. It was just one of those like, okay, every movie has stuff like this in it. I was probably bugged more by Laura Linney's dialogue as the wife. She just seemed really kind of
really.
She came across as a little ditzy to me, and just so more self-centered than I thought his wife should have been.
How'd you feel like she was self-centered?
It was, like I said, she didn't have that sense of urgency until things were almost over. Like, oh, I could have lost you. It's like, yeah, bitch. What do you think I was saying?
She did say that in the last 20 minutes. I just had this thought. You could have died. Really?
Well, you know what? See, that didn't get me because it felt like it happened so quickly that it just dawned on her. Because she, you know, if you think about it, she had the media outside and she had to deal with him, and she didn't even know. Like, he got on the news and told her, like, hey, I'm okay, but you still don't know what happened. So all this shit took time to sink in.
Yeah, but then she's saying, hey, look on the news. You're on there. If somebody you love, if one of us was on the news, you'd probably be watching it every time it came on just to see what would happen.
I don't care about you.
Now, you said all you want to, but you would. There'd be that concern, especially if the news media is out there. You'd be constantly like, what is going on? I got to have a constant feed. I got to know. And she would just seem. And it's easy to write a wife character like that, to where like, oh, they aren't really that important. They're with the kids. They don't really get involved. And it seemed disingenuous. That bothered me more than the passengers did.
Okay.
But when you get to the things like the passengers and like you said, his wife, and the other thing too, I didn't dig about this, man. I really didn't like the flashbacks, because some of these flashbacks went on for so long, I forgot it was a flashback.
Well, they did flashbacks of the same thing sometimes.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. We saw that. I mean, that was the one thing I was really concerned about going into this movie was, all right, that plane crash, and they even said in the trailer, was only 208 seconds. So how are you going to pad this out into a full movie? And they show that plane crash, I'm going to say at least 7 times.
Yeah, that's
they
well, I don't know about 7 times.
About 7. That's it.
Okay, I can name those times. I don't want to spoil those movies, but later I can name those exact times, because I was sitting there counting next to Chris. I was like, all right. I was like, it's 3 flashbacks and 7 planes attempt crashes or landings.
Okay, Danielle. Oh shit, Danielle's coming to the ring. Over. Oh shit, here she comes.
Shut up. Okay, I think you guys are so wrong. Like,
go ahead and focus this right here. Okay, wait a minute. No, not.
Corey, it's a movie about
Okay,
a
go.
plane crash.
Oh, wait a minute, Corey.
Goodwin.
Okay.
Like, that's the movie. That's what it's about, is a plane crash. Like, it was only 208 seconds, but why wouldn't have had flashbacks?
I don't need to see that plane crash. Even I'll lower the number 5. I don't need to see that plane crash 5 times and then have a dream sequence that just comes out of nowhere of the plane exploding.
But the movie is about how this man is coping with how he nearly almost killed 150 people.
So Katie Couric is talking to him because he's coping with it?
Let me finish my
Okay,
thought.
I apologize. Go for it.
The man has had a very traumatic experience.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever had a traumatic experience, but you have dreams about it and nightmares, and it's a very real thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I liked about this movie the most, is that you really felt a real human connection with everybody. Sully, his pilot, or whoever the guy is, Andy, what's his name?
Aaron Eckhart?
Yeah, Aaron Eckhart. The people on the plane, even the people that were prosecuting against him, you have a very humanistic, emotional connection with all of them throughout the whole movie, I think.
Can I ask you, so you thought like the NTSB, the tribunal of people, you thought they were presented as human? Because they were presented as like damn near arch villains.
Yeah.
No, I didn't think that at all. I thought that's what I liked about it, is that I didn't hate those people. I thought personally that they were just doing their job. It was their job to prove that Sully made the wrong decision, and I think that that's what they did.
I agree with you that they seem to be like, look, we got a shitty job and we're just trying to do it. With the exception of Michael O'Malley, who seemed to be taking it personal.
Yeah,
I just feel like
he was a real supervillain. He's scowling the whole time.
Yeah.
No, I think that there's worse. Like, there's worse characters out there where I'm like, fuck, I hate these people. Like, I didn't hate those people at all.
But I also agree with you about the flashbacks in that it's just showing, like, yeah, what he went through. That is the kind of thing where you would have nightmares and constantly relive it in your head.
Some of them, like some of those flashbacks, like the one where he went to the bar and was watching the TV, and then a flashback just came on for 15 minutes. You're like, Jesus Christ! Like I just saw this 15 minutes ago. I don't need to see.
It's like
we're
going through the same crash over and over.
Yeah,
again.
we're going through the. Danielle, let me finish now. We're going through the same crash over and over, and like I understand that sometimes we get it from the passenger's view in the cockpit, but everything else, like and then the people in the buildings. But outside of that, you didn't need to show that's the same view again. They showed 2 crashes of him being in the cockpit.
But
so you're like, what was the point of that? You're showing me the same scene over and over. I feel like it padded out the movie because they feel like we got to meet this hour and a half.
Well, the second time they ran it, it was more extensive. They showed you more of every little thing they did.
Like the
button presses.
Yeah,
button presses.
but
what you call the air traffic controllers.
Yeah. And at that point, there's been enough doubt introduced where he's doubting himself.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about the simulations don't bear out. And is that feeling like when they show it to me this time, am I going to see something that I didn't see? Where you go like, oh wait, he did fuck up.
But I feel like if they would have had the more Sully on the camera and it wasn't more flashbacks, you guys would be like, man, he's just having a drink at the bar. Why is he not freaking out? Why does he not have any type of flashbacks?
Well, like the way I mean, because this guy was in the military, if I'm not mistaken. He was in the Air Force.
Yeah.
And so like he's used to having all this being in conflict. They showed up. There was another flashback where he almost got in another plane accident and he handled that calmly. So you're like, why are you having like these god awful things happen?
Well, in that earlier crash, he might have died. And this one, it's 155 people.
Yeah, this is consuming his life very...
But you're trying to tell me that the reason he's having it and it's consuming his life is because it was a traumatic experience for him. He's already been through this traumatic experience before. So like...
Not anything like this,
It just seems like it was just padded. It seemed extra and unnecessary. That's one thing I really didn't like about showing all the flashbacks.
We got to wrap this up pretty soon, go ahead.
Okay. To go back off of what Tom Hanks did in Captain Phillips, you really didn't know that story. All right, it's something that you didn't know the outcome, so you were kind of in suspense. With this happened 7 years ago. We know the outcome of this. He obviously didn't get in trouble for it because we would have heard more about it in the news. He's acclaimed as a hero. So you're like, all right, for me, this movie just felt like it didn't need to be made. It kind of just felt.
What's your rating?
A rental.
Ooh, rental.
For me, it's a high matinee, almost a full price. And in as much as it was tight and it was short. However, being so short, it makes it almost like, man, I paid full price and I didn't get the big full movie I was hoping for. But I think the good far outweighs the bad.
Yeah, and I know you got something to say, so I'm gonna let you go last. But you know what? Here's the thing. You heard my flaws in this. I don't have to go back over them. You know the things that I like. I don't have to go back over them. Do the things that I like outweigh the things that I dislike? Yes, they do. Yeah, they do, by much. But still, the things that stood out to me that were not so great about this movie, they stand out hard. And And that's why I'm like you, Martin. I'm getting this a matinee, very decent matinee. It sounded legit with you.
Well, I just think that you guys are a little wrong when it comes to showing the little backstories of the characters on the plane. I think it's important to show the different, family connections and the different personalities. It gives them like a real substance, and they're not just passengers. Mm-hmm. And that's what Sully portrayed throughout the whole film. They did a really good job of showing that Sully really does give a fuck, and he's taking their lives into consideration. And I think that's important to show the different people with the babies and their dialogue and all that. I don't know why you think that shouldn't be there.
No. It should be there. It was just like
clumsy delivery.
It was clumsy. They didn't spend as much time fleshing out those characters as they did the other people.
Yeah, I just feel like I said, I felt like why these particular people? They could have like done a broad stroke of more of the passengers and what they did. But hey, I'm sorry, that's you. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, you guys covered a lot. I thought it was a really great movie, especially the time frame. Like, this is doesn't need to be a 2-hour-long movie, and I was happy when it was over.
You were like, let's go get some drinks.
No,
Sully.
I really didn't even realize it was over. I was like, whoa, that's it. And I was like, we've been here for 20 minutes, and I looked at my clock. I was like, wow, that went by really quick. And to me, that's what makes a good movie. Okay. I don't ever want to be looking at my clock, so I would give it a full price.
Full price. Full price. Up here for you got love for Sully right there.
I fucks with Scully.
You fucks it that day.
Scully.
That's what I call it.
There you go. Run that in the papers. I fucks with not Sully, but Scully.
You know it.
Gamefly brings to your house, to you, over 8,000 new releases and classics that are available to rent, or you can buy them for almost every system out there, current and some old systems. Like I said, man, I've been trying to put my GameCube back to work for years. Gamefly's giving me an excuse to do that. And you could even try 30 days for free by typing in gameflyoffer.com/double toasted. And when you do that, you'll get 30 days for free of games and movies. Get all those things, all of them at once. Just stay in the house. Don't go nowhere, because they're all going to get brought right to your mailbox. You can also bring the element of surprise every month to your home in the form of a Loot Crate mystery box. In that box, I can't tell you what it is, but I can guarantee you it is the best in geek and gaming gear. Some people say it's like having Comic-Con brought right to your home. You don't have to leave the house for nothing. You're getting all kind of stuff. And everybody likes a little surprise every month. Just a little bit. And here's another surprise for you. If you go to our link, trylootcrate.com/double toasted, and you type in bridge 10, that's the word bridge, and the number 10, you can get 10% off, a 10% discount on your first crate. How's that for a surprise right there? Loot Crate, bring the mystery and the surprise to your mailbox once a month with Loot Crate. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and go over to our home, doubletoasted.com, for more videos and live streams. And remember, stay toasty.